Hello, everyone. Welcome to your weekly tech update, the show that explores the newest, coolest, and sometimes crazy side of tech available on the interwebs. I am your video game geek, Ray McNeil. Coming up on the program today, we're going to go over some games that you can spend your Christmas money on. Tesla launches Steam integration for the new Model S and X vehicles, meaning you may be able to play those games in your Tesla. Happening in this week's What The? Reason number 37, why women live longer than men. And we'll wrap up the program with this week's Moment of Joy. All that and a whole lot more coming up on today's edition of your weekly tech update. Next. You won't have to wait too long to play the other remastered Spider-Man game on your PC. Insomniac and Nixxes have announced that Spider-Man Miles Morales will be available on PC on November 18th through the Epic Games Store and Steam. The port offers visual upgrades beyond the PS5 version, including ray-traced shadows for outdoor light. It also supports PC-oriented features, including ultra-wide monitors and DLSS 3 upscaling on GeForce RTX 40 cards. As you might guess, though, the graphical splendor comes at a cost. You won't skirt by on a years-old system. Miles Morales will play on as little as a 4th-gen Intel Core i3 processor with 8 gigs of RAM and even a GeForce GTX 950 and a conventional hard drive. However, you'll be stuck playing at 720p with very low graphics. The recommendations jump to much more recent hardware if you want high detail, 4K, or any other kind of ray tracing. And be prepared to spend a small fortune if you want the ultimate ray-traced visuals. The developers recommend a 12th gen Core i7 or 5th gen Ryzen 9 processor with an RTX 3080 and 32 gigs of RAM to play this thing at its ultra settings. We wouldn't buy a new PC just for Miles Morales. However, the game was easily one of the best PS5 launch titles. While it's shorter than the original Spider-Man, it's full of well-developed characters and a vibrant neighborhood you want to save. Throw in a few new mechanics, including invisibility and a bonus feline companion, and it's worth a spin, even if you've never played the first title. God of War is rolling out its marketing campaign for its impending release, and in this one, Ben Stiller has started a father-child support group as Kratos. I can see what they're going for here. At their core, modern God of Wars are all about dysfunctional father-son relationships, and LeBron James and John Travolta are bald with beards, but Ben Stiller isn't. So he's in charge, and they're all Kratos fans? Yeah, no, I can't actually see what they're going for here. I was lying. Well, look, you have your own brain and your own opinions. It is funny, though. Watch it for yourself, and yes, those are their real children.
That's a great observation, John.
Ella said that you'd think it was stupid.
No, I said I thought it was stupid.
Okay, you know what? This is good right here. I mean, the God of War dynamic plays out in every parent-child relationship. When that clicked for me, picked up my Leviathan axe and felt truly close to my son for the first time.
I'm 17.
Exactly.
Leviathan, axe.
Ronnie, what's going on, man? You're a little quiet today. Anything to add?
No.
No is good. No counts. You know, Quinn was where you're at about a month ago, and look at him now. Okay, last night, 2 a.m., I'm laying in bed. What am I thinking about? Kratos.
Are you kidding? That's me, big time. That's common for me.
We believe you. You're being too thirsty.
No, I'm hydrated.
Specifically, the time he tried to protect Atreus from Baldur, and Atreus got so angry he shot Kratos through the chest with one of those, like that spiky thingy?
There was an arrow.
Arrow. Great, spiky arrow thing. I mean, nobody can hurt you like your kids, right? LeBron?
Guess so.
What's going on beneath that headband?
I'm not even wearing one.
No, I know. You know. I mean, like, if you were.
When Bronny said he'd rather play against me than with me. Shot in the heart.
Really?
I think we call that a breakthrough. Some shots you just can't block.
I can see that now, Ben.
Kratos.
I cannot believe I missed practice for this.
I want all the breakthrough. Ella, why don't you ever hurt my feelings?
Okay, you're old and you're bald.
Just like Kratos.
Now, John, last week you said you were finally ready to wear your Kratos outfit to the farmer's market. How'd that go?
Incredible. I had people pointing at me going, "No, that's a really great dad."
That's not why they were pointing. You were wearing a buckskin loincloth.
Ella, it's not Buck, it's Bear. And I get those points all the time. People pointing, oh my God, look at that great dad.
So why aren't you wearing that stuff today?
Well, unfortunately, my armor bears the scars of a recent battle.
He spilled a bunch of salsa on it.
That can happen, especially with the leathers.
Exactly. Tattletale.
Look, if it was easy, every dad would be dressed like this, right?
Does the costume really help?
I don't know. Does the costume really help when you play basketball?
It is a costume.
Oh, come on, you gotta love Ben Stiller. God of War Ragnarok is out November 9th. Back in the 90s, when The Simpsons was one of the best shows on TV, the world was gifted a theatrical bomb known as Waterworld. This post-apocalyptic action film starring Kevin Costner cost a lot of money to make and was infamously a dud. So naturally, The Simpsons made a joke about it. Now, that joke has become a fully playable video game. Just be prepared to fork over a lot of quarters. I doubt I need to explain what The Simpsons are to most of you. However, you might not know about a joke that appears in the Season 8 episode, The Springfield Files. In this episode, which is an X-Files crossover, from the 90s, we briefly see Bart's friend Milhouse loading 40 quarters into a Waterworld arcade machine. Playing as Kevin Costner's Mariner, he takes one step, the game immediately ends, prompting him to insert another 40 quarters. Now, indie game developer and Twitch streamer Macaw45 has put together a free full game inspired by that 20-second joke. And it's very good. And frustrating as well. While the original Fate game seen in the show was basically one screen and a few animations, Macaw45 has expanded on it greatly, adding bosses, multiple areas to explore, and even some secrets to find. But before you get to play Kevin Costner's Waterworld, well, you need to load in 40 quarters. In fact, every time you die, the game demands more coins and keeps track of how much money you spend to finish it. Also, based on the audio that plays when putting coins into the machine, you appear to be playing as Milhouse, which is the saddest part of all of this. Macaw45 said he's always been fascinated by the fake video games that would often appear in The Simpsons, and Waterworld's terrible arcade game stuck with him more than the others. According to the dev, the idea of what could possibly lay beyond that one scene that we see during the show was something that he kept thinking about long after the episode aired. This project was born from that interest, he said, and while originally planned to only be a short game, it quickly developed further, and I sunk tremendous amounts of time and effort into it to the point where it ended up becoming a fully fleshed out game of much greater scope than I had ever expected. Once you beat Waterworld or give up a few screens in, no shame here, you can try out another fake Simpsons game turned real. That's Lee Carvalho's Putting Challenge.